Welcome to Food Label Friday, the only show giving you full disclosure about the labels on your food and the ingredients they hide. Lightlife Plant-based Burger. In episode 11 of last season's Food Label Friday, I did a video about a Lightlife Plant-based Ground. Their plant-based burger would be the other side of that coin. Now, personally, I've never tasted it, so I don't know much about it. I'll tell you this, though. Going on this journey of eliminating meat from my diet, I've had moments where I've missed burgers. It's very hard to find one that is not poison disguised as food. I have some vegan burger recipes that I plan on trying, but I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It's always interesting to review these plant-based burgers to see how they compare when it comes to sodium and other ingredients that really shouldn't be in food. Now, Lightlife was founded in Greenfield, Massachusetts in 1979 before relocating to Turner Falls, Massachusetts in 1998. It was first founded as Tempeh Works in an old converted car wash. In the summer of 2000, Conagra Foods acquired Lightlife Foods, which was generating about $25 million in annual revenue at the time. Brynwood Partners acquired the company, which had roughly 90 employees at the time, from Conagra Foods in September 2013. Maple Leaf Foods, a Canadian meat packaging company, bought Lightlife Foods for $140 million and related costs in February 2017. So that's just a little bit of history about the company. Now let's look at those ingredients. Many of these appear to be safe, but let's review some of the questionable ones. Now, I didn't review all of these. I just picked out the ones that seem to be the most concerning. Pea protein. For the most part, research says pea protein is relatively safe to ingest. Nevertheless, pea protein powder can be relatively high in sodium, with products containing 110 to 390 milligrams per serving. This will be a problem for those who have high blood pressure, which, as we know, is a major killer. Canola oil. Canola is an oilseed crop created through plant crossbreeding. It was developed as an edible version of the rapeseed plant, which harbors toxic compounds. Most canola crops are generally modified, or GMO, to improve oil quality and increase plant tolerance to herbicides. In fact, over 90% of the canola crops grown in the United States are GMO. Modified cellulose. Modified cellulose refers to chemical modifications of mainly hydroxyl groups in the cellulose backbone. Modified cellulose is also known as methylcellulose, so this is some more trickery with the names of ingredients. Why not just call them all the same thing across the industry to reduce confusion? Methylcellulose is a bulk-forming laxative that increases the amount of water in your stools to help make them softer and easier to pass. Remember, this ingredient is a laxative. Doesn't matter how little they say is in the product, we typically don't cook with laxatives in our food at home, do we? Yeast extract. While yeast extract is very high in sodium, manufacturers don't add much of it to prepare foods. The small amounts that are added to food don't alter their sodium content significantly. However, you may want to avoid yeast extract if you have a problem with blood pressure or another reason to limit sodium. So there you go again with high blood pressure and sodium. Virgin coconut oil. Research shows this ingredient is generally a good one. It's high in saturated fat, but coconut oil is perhaps most unique for its high content of saturated fat, lauric acid. This makes coconut oil highly resistant to oxidation at high heat. For this reason, it's very suitable for high heat cooking methods like frying. Keep in mind, oils high in saturated fats have been found to increase the risk of cardiovascular and other diseases. However, coconut oil contains 2.6% fewer calories than other fats. It has been said to provide various health benefits, including increasing good cholesterol, controlling blood sugar, weight loss, and much more. For this one, I would definitely consult with a nutritionist, your own physician, or do your own research for more info. Amino acid blend L-methionine. I couldn't track down too much food-related information about that specific thing, but what I did find is that methionine provides an important role relating to the growth of new blood vessels. Even though the body produces it on its own, supplementing with L-methionine has been shown to help heal wounds. The human body uses L-methionine to make creatine, another type of amino acid. It's important not to ingest too much since the body produces it on its own. I recommend you continue researching this particular thing yourself. Potassium chloride. This is a salt substitute. The National Institute of Health writes that it is used as a supplement for people who are potassium deficient or intravenously for people who may be dehydrated. Potassium chloride can cause irritation and vomiting. Modified cornstarch. Modified food starch is bad for you. The ingredient is treated with potentially harmful chemicals and has a high risk of contamination. An ingredient label reading modified starch is most likely to have been treated with things like sulfuric acid, chlorine, or other chemicals that are not altogether safe for consumption. Modified food starch is frequently composed of around 10% maltodextrin, which camouflages the existence of monosodium glutamate. Ascorbic acid. According to an article in the Healthy Home Economist, ascorbic acid is synthetic vitamin C, usually derived from GMO corn. Ferric orthophosphate. Ferric orthophosphate, also known as iron phosphate, is an inorganic chemical containing iron. Ferric orthophosphate is useful for many functions of the body, but it can be poisonous in large doses, generally in vitamin form. Now, when looking at the nutrition facts, always look at the serving size. In this example, it's just one burger, but it's 2 servings per container. The high sodium content is 540 milligrams per serving. That means for each burger, you're ingesting 540 milligrams of sodium. These are small, and I know some people can eat both of these burgers without any issue. 2 burgers would be 1,080 milligrams of sodium. Now imagine that plus all of the sodium from the other ingredients you add to your burgers, like the ketchup and maybe some people put mayonnaise on it or even mustard. Each one of those things has its own levels of sodium, and you have to add that to the total if you're putting it all together. Remember, the American Heart Association recommends no more than 2,300 milligrams per day of sodium, and moving forward, an ideal limit of no more than 1,500 milligrams per day for most adults. The North American diet is simply a weapon of mass destruction, and we are the targets. Next week, we will open up the secrets of another food item. Until then, always read your labels. Make sure you subscribe, like, and share. Click the notification bell so you'll be notified when we upload new videos. Find The Awakening Frequency on Twitter, Instagram, and on Facebook. Research is key. Always do your own research and never just listen to what people tell you. We are The Awakening Frequency. Out of the millions of potential subscribers, we just want to reach one so each one can teach one. Peace.